Man, life just hits you with curveballs sometimes, doesn't it? One day you're planning a wedding, the next you're planning an exit. That's where I 36M find myself right now. I'm still sitting here in the calm of my condo with a half-empty beer, thinking about just how quickly things can change. It's been about 28 hours since everything went nuclear. Let me back up. My fiancée Susan, 32F, and I have been together for 4 years, engaged for 1. We've been planning our wedding for October. Venue booked, deposits paid, save the date sent. We live together in my condo that I bought before we met, but she moved in 2 years ago. Last Thursday, Susan told me she was going on a girls' weekend with her friend group. Lake house trip, just the usual suspects. Her college friends Megan, Tara, and Jen. They do this couple times a year, no big deal. She packed Thursday night, left Friday morning with a quick kiss and see you Sunday night, don't wait up. I wasn't suspicious at all until Saturday evening. I was scrolling through Instagram when I saw Megan had posted some stories. I clicked through them casually. Lake views, wine glasses, sunset shots. Then a video appeared showing their rental house's back deck with a hot tub. There was Susan, bikini-clad, climbing into the hot tub with some guy. Not just any guy. Brian, her ex from 6 years ago. The one she dated for 2 years before me. The one she always insisted was ancient history and completely over. I watched the 5-second clip maybe 20 times. Couldn't believe my eyes. In the background, you could hear Megan say, "You two look cozy," before the clip ended. Then I noticed that the story disappeared. Megan must have realized I could see it and deleted it. But too late. I'd already watched it repeatedly. I took a screenshot just in case, though the quality wasn't great. I waited. Didn't text Susan, didn't call, just waited. Sunday night around 9 p.m., she walks in all smiles, tan, looking relaxed. Sets her bag down, gives me a hug. Miss me? The girls were wild this weekend. I didn't react, just pulled out my phone, opened Instagram, and showed her the screenshot I'd taken of Megan's story. Her face went from confusion to shock to something else. Not guilt, more like annoyance. "You're stalking my friends? Social media now?" she asked, handing back my phone. "Stalking? I follow Megan. She posted publicly. Why was Brian at your girls' trip?" Susan rolled her eyes. "He lives near the lake. We ran into him in town and invited him over for drinks. It's not a big deal." "Not a big deal that you lied about a girls' trip when your ex was there?" "I didn't lie. It was a girls' trip. He just stopped by." "For how long?" A pause. "Just Saturday." "The whole day? Did he stay overnight?" Her expression hardened. "So what if he did? We're friends. We've stayed friendly since we broke up. Grow up, Jason. It's not a crime to reconnect with people from your past." That word, reconnect, it just hit different. "Did you sleep with him?" Susan laughed, not nervously, dismissively. "You're being ridiculous. This jealous, insecure side isn't attractive." She tried to move past me toward the bedroom. I didn't block her, just said, "Answer the question." She turned, exasperated. "Nothing happened that you need to worry about. We're getting married in 3 months. Do you really think I'd jeopardize that over Brian? You need to trust me." Non-answer. Classic. I felt this strange calm come over me. Clarity, almost. "Show me your phone." "Excuse me? Your phone. Let me see it." "Absolutely not. I'm not gonna feed this toxic behavior." I nodded. "Then we're done." Her eyes widened. "What?" "We're done. The engagement, the relationship, all of it." She started laughing again. "You're seriously gonna throw away 4 years because I hung out with an old friend and you're feeling insecure? Grow up. Not because you hung out with him. Because you lied about it. Because you won't be transparent now. Because this isn't a partnership anymore." The laughter stopped. "You're overreacting. Let's talk tomorrow when you've calmed down." "There's nothing to discuss. I'll be sleeping in the guest room tonight. You should start looking for a new place tomorrow." That's when she realized I was serious. The mask slipped. "You can't just kick me out. My name is on the utilities. I've been living here for 2 years. I have rights." "Your name isn't on the deed or mortgage. You've never paid a cent toward either. You have tenant rights, which means I'll give you the legal minimum notice, 30 days in this state." She started crying then. Not the quiet, heartbroken kind, the loud, angry kind. "You're being ridiculous. Nothing happened. Even if it did, it's just physical. It doesn't mean anything." And there it was. The admission wrapped in justification. I didn't say another word. Just turned and went to the guest room, locked the door, and put in earbuds to drown out her continued yelling. The next morning, Monday, I woke up at 5:30 a.m., well before Susan would be up. I made one phone call, then left for work early. I also transferred my half of our joint wedding savings account, the only financial tie we had, back to my personal account. That one call was the move that blew everything up. I called Susan's mom, Patricia. Patricia and I have always gotten along well. She's been excited about the wedding, already calls me her son-in-law. When I called, I simply told her we needed to postpone the wedding because Susan had reconnected with Brian during what was supposed to be a girls' trip. I didn't embellish, didn't speculate, just facts. I also mentioned Susan would likely need a place to stay soon as she'd be moving out of my condo. Then I hung up and drove to work. My phone started blowing up around 9 a.m. First Susan, "What the fuck did you tell my mother?" Then more, "She's crying. She called Brian's mother. Do you have any idea what you've done?" And more, "Answer me. This is unforgivable. You had no right." Then came the shift. "Please call me. We need to talk about this. Jason, please. I'm sorry. Let's just talk. I made a mistake. One mistake. Please don't throw everything away." By lunchtime, the tone had completely changed. "My mom is making me move home. Today, she's coming to help me pack. She's telling everyone the wedding is off. Please tell her that's not true. Please." My mom found out Brian is still with Kaylee. He told her nothing happened between us, but she doesn't believe him. She's calling me a homewrecker. Please help me fix this. Please help me. This is so humiliating. I didn't respond to any of it. Just let it happen. When I got home after work, Patricia's car was in the driveway. Inside, most of Susan's clothes were packed in suitcases. Patricia gave me a tearful hug, apologized for her daughter's behavior, and told me I deserved better. Susan wouldn't look at me. Just kept her head down, loading things into her mom's car. As they were about to leave, Patricia turned to me. "I called the venue and photographer this morning. They're letting us cancel with partial refunds since it's still a few months out. I'll handle the other vendors too. You've been through enough." Susan's head snapped up. "You did what?" Patricia's face hardened. "The wedding is off, Susan. You made sure of that. And don't think you're staying with us indefinitely. You have 2 weeks to figure out your situation." That was yesterday evening. Since then, Susan has sent me 47 texts and called 18 times. The latest, Brian is denying everything, won't even talk to me now. My friends are pissed because their boyfriends found out they covered for me. My mother is treating me like I'm 16. Please tell them we're just taking a break. I'll do anything. I haven't replied to a single message. There's a strange sense of peace in watching someone face the natural consequences of their actions. No elaborate revenge scheme needed. Just one strategic call to the one person Susan couldn't bullshit. Her traditional, no-nonsense mother. The reality is setting in for her. No fiancé, no wedding, no place to live, no sympathetic ex to run to, and friends who are angry their relationships got dragged into her mess. All from one phone call. The funny part? I don't even feel angry anymore. Just free. Update 1 week later. It's been a week since the nuclear fallout, and I'm sitting here realizing how much smoke and mirrors my relationship with Susan really was. The constant stream of messages hasn't stopped completely, but it's evolved in a fascinating way. First, thanks for all the comments and DMs. The support has been incredible, and reading similar stories helped me realize I'm not crazy for how I handled this. Susan's messages have gone through distinct phases over the past week. First was pure anger. "You had no right. This is unforgivable." Then came desperation. "Please just talk to me. One mistake shouldn't erase 4 years." After that, manipulation. "I've blocked Brian everywhere." When none of that worked, she tried bargaining. "What if I sign something saying I have no claim to the condo? I'll pay you back for the wedding deposits." The latest phase is downright pitiful. My mom is making me apply for apartments today. The only ones I can afford are in terrible neighborhoods. And Brian's girlfriend keeps posting happy couple pics, knowing I'll see them. She's so cruel. I haven't responded to any of it. The only communication I've had is with Patricia, who's been handling the wedding cancellations with remarkable efficiency. She called yesterday to tell me all deposits had been refunded or credited except the photographer, who's keeping the non-refundable booking fee, $250, and the venue, which kept 25% of our deposit, $1,000. Small price to pay, honestly. Patricia also mentioned something interesting. Apparently, after moving back home, Susan admitted there had been more to the Brian story than a one-weekend reconnection. They'd been texting for months, meeting up for coffee a few times, classic affair progression. The most telling part? Patricia found out Susan had planned to invite Brian to our wedding. Her rationale? To show him what he gave up. The delusion is staggering. Meanwhile, the girls' trip friends are doing damage control with their own relationships. Megan texted me a long apology, claiming she didn't know the full situation and thought Brian just happened to be in the area. Maybe she's telling the truth, maybe not. Doesn't matter to me anymore. On my end, I've been handling the practical aspects. Changed the locks, legal in my state after she moved out voluntarily, redirected her mail to Patricia's address, removed her from my credit card as an authorized user. The sense of peace continues to grow. My condo feels like mine again. I sleep better. I'm reconnecting with friends. Susan subtly discouraged me from seeing. Looking back, the relationship was wildly unbalanced, but I couldn't see it from the inside. 2 days ago, Susan's final attempt at manipulation came in the form of a handwritten letter left on my car windshield, despite me telling her not to contact me. 8 pages of apologies, promises, and reminiscing about our beautiful love story. I read it, then shredded it. There was a time when her words would have swayed me, not anymore. Her mom texted me last night. She signed a lease on an apartment, moving in next week. Thank you for standing firm. It's the only way she'll learn. The entitlement Susan showed throughout our relationship and especially during this breakup has been eye-opening. She genuinely believed she could do whatever she wanted without consequences because I'd always been so accommodating. That ends now, and it only took one phone call to make it happen. Update 2. 1 month later. It's been just over a month, and the dust has mostly settled. This will probably be my last update since things are finally calming down. First, I want to address the most common question from the comments. Was calling Patricia manipulative or petty? After reflection, I don't think so. I didn't call her to weaponize her against Susan. I called because, 1, she had already put money toward the wedding and deserved to know it was off. 2, Susan would have fed her some story that painted me as the villain. 3, Patricia has always been straight with me, and I owed her the same courtesy. The fact that Patricia took such decisive action wasn't something I engineered. That was just her character showing through. As for Susan, the desperate messages finally stopped about 2 weeks ago. Her final text was surprisingly self-aware. I know you're never going to respond. I get it now. I'm sorry for everything. Goodbye. I actually felt a weight lift when I read that. Closure, I guess. From what I've heard through mutual connections, Susan's new life is a major downgrade from what she had with me. Her apartment is small and in a less desirable area. She had to get a second job to cover rent because her main gig as a social media coordinator barely covers the basics. When we were together, I handled the mortgage and most major expenses while she only paid for utilities and groceries. The reality hit her hard. She's always been underemployed by choice, turning down better opportunities because they required more effort. She liked her easy, low-stress job when I was covering the big expenses. Now that cushy arrangement is gone. Brian, predictably, is completely out of the picture. According to Megan, who reached out again to clear her conscience, he told Susan their hot tub night was a mistake, and he was committed to his relationship with Kaylee. Susan apparently didn't take this well and created enough drama that Brian blocked her on everything. The girls' trip friend group has fractured. 2 of them are still with Susan, but Megan and Tara have distanced themselves, especially after their boyfriends questioned what else they might have covered up over the years. Patricia has become an unexpected ally. She returned all the wedding gifts with gracious notes, handled the cancellations, and even defended me to extended family members who initially only heard Susan's version of events. Last week, she dropped off a bottle of my favorite whiskey with a note. For the bullet dodged. As for me, I'm genuinely doing well. The initial shock has worn off completely. I've started going to the gym regularly again. reconnected with old friends, even went on a casual date last weekend. Nothing serious, just dinner and conversation with an intelligent woman who actually asked questions about me. That's the biggest lesson in all of this. Pay attention to patterns, not promises. Susan's pattern was self-centered entitlement masked by just enough affection to keep me hooked. Never again. The most satisfying part? Watching the dominoes fall from one simple phone call. No elaborate schemes needed, just the truth finally seeing daylight. Final update. 6 months later. It's been 6 months since everything blew up, and I felt I should post one final update since a lot of you have asked how things turned out long term. In short, I'm doing great. Really great, actually. As for Susan, I've maintained zero direct contact, but I hear things occasionally through mutual connections. The narrative she initially tried to spin, that I overreacted to innocent reconnection, quickly fell apart when more details emerged. Apparently, there had been multiple reconnections with Brian over the past year, not just the hot tub weekend. Susan is still struggling financially. The reality of single life on her salary hit harder than she expected. She had to take a roommate in her small apartment and has been asking friends for jobs at their companies because her current position doesn't pay enough. There was one attempt at reconciliation about 4 months ago. Susan showed up at my condo unannounced on a Friday evening, dressed up with a bottle of wine and some story about needing to get closure. I didn't let her in, just spoke to her briefly through the slightly open door and told her to leave. She tried to put her foot in the doorway, literally, to prevent me from closing it. I had to firmly tell her I would call the police if she didn't leave immediately. She finally left in tears. Patricia called me the next day to apologize for her daughter's behavior and assured me she'd spoken to Susan about respecting boundaries. The money that would have gone to the wedding went into home improvements instead. New kitchen, new master bathroom. Spaces that are now completely mine, designed exactly as I want them. I've been dating casually but nothing serious yet, taking my time. Susan made her choices believing there would be no significant repercussions. She assumed I would either never find out or I would forgive her. Or at worst we would break up but she would control the narrative. The one thing she never anticipated was that I would simply step aside and let the truth speak for itself. 6 months later, I'm rebuilding my life on my terms, and that more than any revenge is the best possible outcome.